Rita Quintana coming to you from the Beehive at QBsQuest.com. Today I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful card using the Carols of Christmas bundle. This bundle consists of the Carols of Christmas stamp set and the card front builder thinlits. And I love this bundle so much that I'm going to be showcasing it all this week on my blog. So make sure you check back for my other videos. This card has a lot of layers and textures, but really isn't that hard to make. I'm going to show you how to make this card from start to finish. So let's get started. To start off with, you're going to need a card base. So I've taken a piece of smoky slate cardstock and I've cut it to 11 inches by 4 1/4 inches. Then I scored it in half at the 5 1/2 inch mark. So all I need to do is fold it along the score line and use my bone folder to smooth down that fold. The next thing we need to do is stamp the deer. So I'm going to take my soft suede ink pad, open it up, and I'm going to take a scrap piece of thick Whisper White cardstock. I'm going to ink up this little deer stamp and I'm going to stamp it down on my piece like that. Next, we're going to do some die cutting. So you're going to need your Big Shot, and I've got my magnetic platform here with one of the cutting plates on top of it. You're going to need your card base, and open up your card base for now. And you're going to need this piece that creates the night sky from the card front builder thinlits. And I'm going to place that the same distance from the top of the card, which will be the score line here, and side to side. So I just want about equal distance on each side and what will be the top of my card. When that looks good, I'm going to feed my cardstock in through the Big Shot, and I'm going to put my cutting plate right on top of here, and then I'm going to start cranking once my cutting plate hits the Big Shot. So let me just run that through. And then when you pull this out, you'll see the night sky. If you want to, you can use your die brush to remove those chads, or since there's just a few, I'm just going to take my paper piercing tool and push those through like that. Next, I'm going to cut out the deer that I stamped using this little deer die right here. I'm just going to make sure that it's centered around my deer, and when that looks good, I'll put my second cutting plate on top, and then I'll run it through the Big Shot. And here's my little piece cut out. Then I'm going to take another scrap piece of thick Whisper White cardstock and put it on my cutting plate. Now we're going to cut out the trees, and there's a double tree piece and there's also a single tree piece. We'll want to cut all of those out, and I'll put my cutting plate on top and then I'll run it through. And these are the pieces that it will cut out. Like that. Next, we're going to create these snowbank pieces that are on the outside. So let's start off by creating the bigger of the two snowbanks. So for that, I'm going to need a piece of thick Whisper White cardstock, and I've cut this piece to 4 1/4 inches by 2 1/2 inches. So on the left hand side, I'm going to make myself a little mark 1 3/8 inches up from the bottom. And that's just going to be a mark so I know where approximately to cut to. These snow banks don't have to be exact, they just need to look like a gentle slope. So I'm going to start cutting up at the side right here. So this is my 2 1/2 inch side right here, and I'm going to cut down to the 1 3/8 inch mark. So I'm just going to take the slightest bit off the top, and then I'm just going to angle my scissors down to the 1 3/8 inch mark to create that first slope. Now for the smaller of the two slopes, I'm also going to take a piece of thick Whisper White, and I've cut this piece to 4 1/4 inches by 1 3/4 inches. On the right hand side, I'm going to make a mark 1 inch up from the bottom. And this time I'm actually going to start cutting from this bottom pencil mark, and I'm going to cut up towards this top corner right here. So again, you're just kind of creating a gentle slope like that. Now before you put it on your card, you can bring your two pieces together and have a look to see if they look good. And I think these two will work well together. Now before we assemble the card, I want to stamp on it. So I'm going to bring back in my card front and my smoky slate ink pad. To create this word peace right here, the stamp that it comes from is Peace on Earth. So what I did was I cut the word peace away from on earth. There is just enough room to get a scissor by there so you can separate those two. If you want to stamp them together again, you just have to bring them together on a block. If you just want to stamp the word separately, then now these are two separate stamps. So I can stamp the word peace on its own. And I'm going to stamp that right up here, right underneath the night sky. Like that. Now we can go ahead and assemble the rest of the card. And for that, I'm going to use some Tombow multi-purpose glue. I'm going to take the bigger of my two snowdrifts first, and I'm going to put some Tombow on the back of it. And I'm going to make sure that this piece fits down at the bottom of my card right into the corner like that. Then I'm going to take the smaller of my two snowdrifts and put some Tombow on it, and then we're going to add that to the front of the card down right at the bottom edge of the card as well. Then we're going to add the trees. Let's take the double tree first, and I'm just going to put some Tombow on the back of it, and then I'm just going to position this down on my snowbank like that. Then I'm going to take my other tree and add some Tombow to it and add it on the snowbank on this side. Then I can take my little deer piece and add some Tombow to the back of it, and then we can just add it to the front of the card like that. Then all this card still needs is a little bit of ribbon, and I'm going to use some 3/8 inch metallic edge silver ribbon, and I've already cut a piece of this ribbon to 16 inches, and I'm just going to wrap it around my card base, and I'm going to tie a knot. Make sure your ribbon is straight while you're tying it. And I like to hold down my knot with a pair of locking tweezers to help me hold that knot so I can get it nice and close to the card. And I'm just going to loop this around and tie my knot like that. And I can release the locking tweezers. Then all I need to do is trim off the ends a little bit. And there you go, a perfectly beautiful holiday card with lots of layers and a little bit of silver bling. All the supplies you'll need to make this serene holiday card are available for purchase on my blog. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Bye for now. If you like this tutorial, be sure to check out all the free with purchase tutorials available on my blog. The Hershey's Nugget gift tutorial is just one of the exclusive tutorials that you can choose free with a minimum purchase in my Stampin' Up! Store. Hi, it's Brenda again. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can also visit my blog for more information on my projects and to learn about my rewards program, or just watch another one of my videos. Thanks for watching.